So in order to maintain a sensitivity to caffeine and reap all of the exercise benefits, the pre-workout of double espresso is out this week, no coffee this week. I'm going to go for a green tea plus black tea in a combination. This is going to brew for about 15 minutes and then it'll be just as enjoyable as a double espresso shot prior to workout, a little less caffeine. What does the word deload mean to you? Today we're going to be looking at plateaus in your training and how we can get around them, how recovery or lack of recovery can prevent you from making any gains at all in the gym. We're going to look at what we can use as an effective strategy to increase recovery, increase motivation, mental stimulation and productivity in the gym, and it's all about deloading, and I'll explain it in this video. If you punish your body week in, week out with grueling workouts without taking a break or putting in recovery, you're going to experience regular plateaus, you're going to experience overuse injuries, lack of motivation, and you'll find that your workouts will become lackluster, repeating the same exact workouts at the same exact reps, at the same exact weight over and over again. And to quote the great late Einstein, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is a definition of insanity. You don't want to seem like you're going insane whilst programming your training. You want to make sure that you fit in adequate deloads so that you come back stronger, fitter, make PRs and are achieving your goals. That's where we come to the word deload. If you're watching this channel or you're watching this video, you probably know what a deload is. I'm just going to try and give you a little bit more of an insight into what a deload is, why you might use a deload, how you'd program a deload into your training programming, and the benefits of using a deload. So first of all, what is a deload? Deload is a temporary reduction of volume and training stress in order to give your mind and body a rest from exercise. So the first reason for using deload is for recovery. The way that training works is you put the stress on the body recovers, and then the body adapts. Its first priority is to recover. So if you're hitting the gym so hard and your training volume and your training intensity is so high that the body is only just recovering, it's not adapting. Recovery precedes adaptation, and therefore you're not really making any gains. You're not making any strength gains, you're not making any size gains, and you're not making any athletic gains in regards to components of fitness, your agility, your speed, your muscular endurance, all of those things. If your body's not recovering, it's not going to adapt. Your body is made up of a group of completely different tissues, from muscle tissue to connective tissue to bone, and all of them recover at a different rate. It is known that connective tissue has 1/10 the metabolic rate of muscle tissue, so it recovers slower. Therefore, a muscle might recover within weeks. It might take months for connective tissue to recover. Therefore, it's important to give your body that time to rest and recover and adapt, to allow for those micro tears to heal, and also to prevent those micro tears turning into something more chronic. The second reason why you might use a deload is more of a psychological reason. If you're finding you're going to the gym, you're doing the same workouts all the time, you're not really making gains, you're not making PRs, it's going to dampen your motivation to train. And the reason for this is that you're only allowing your body to recover enough to repeat the same workouts each week, so resulting in a training plateau. And why do we train? To gain or maintain. If you're going to the gym and you're not making gains, or you're not maintaining previous lifts, you're not improving, personally that's a reason to take a deload. You'll find that on a day-to-day basis, if you're consistently not making lifts, it's going to demotivate you. You're not really going to be looking forward to workouts. You're going to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself to hit those PRs, and using a deload will allow you to effectively press reset, come back stronger, come back with a stronger mindset, and then hopefully lead you to making PRs in the future and increasing the productivity of your workouts on a day-to-day basis. So overall, it's fatigue. It's mental fatigue, it's physical fatigue, and it will just drain you to a point where you're no longer enjoying your workouts and you're no longer making productive use of your time in the gym. So next it leads us on to when to take a deload. For me personally, I go for every 4 to 6 weeks, and depending on how training is going, so it's more of an intuitive approach to deloading. I would usually schedule it in so that when I'm doing my mesocycles and microcycles, it's in there, so it's 4 weeks of training, then a deload, then 4 weeks of training, and then if I'm feeling that I'm still making progress in the gym, or I'm feeling fine with intensity and I'm not overtraining, then I'll maybe push it back, or like I said, with the intuitive kind of thinking, bring it forward a little bit. Deloads may be catered towards more of an intermediate to advanced lifter, as motivation may damper. They find that they're reaching their training potential, so they may find that they're overtraining at points and they're more fatigued during their time. Whilst a novice or a beginner lifter, you might need to, or you may use deloads more sparingly, so every 10 to 12 weeks, depending on how you're kind of getting on in the gym. And it could just be that you're using deloads as purely a motivational tool, as you're not really training at high enough intensities to need the recovery time. It just might be that you are losing motivation in repetitive, unproductive workouts, and it might be a good reason to take a little bit of time off and improve. So then it leads us on to how. So how do I deload? So deloads aren't just taking a week off the gym. Some people may require a week off the gym, and depending on where they're at in their training, but to use a deload effectively, you'd still go to the gym, and it's all about training volume. So volume is the amount of work that you do per training week. An example of this is if you go into the gym and you're in there for an hour, it'd cut that time down by 30 to 50% because you'd be taking off sets and you'd be taking off reps. To put this into something practical that you can take away and then put into your training programming, an example would be, say for example you are training 3 times a week and you're doing 5 exercises for 3 sets. You would cut those down, so you'd probably maybe take out an exercise so it's down to 4, and you'd do 2 sets. 2 sets of each exercise. You'd often keep the weight the same, so intensity would still be high, it's just the training volume. Studies have shown, although there's not a lot of studies on this topic, the studies that have been done show that it's training volume that is the key influencer in causing overtraining and in helping people when deloading to recover. So to make that more explicit, if you were doing deadlift for 6 reps of 130 kg, for 3 sets, you'd do 2 sets of 130 kg for 3 reps. So you're taking off 50% there, so 6 reps down to 3 reps would be 50%, and then taking off a third of the training with regards to the sets. Usually this would only last a week. You could stretch it out to 2 weeks depending on how you're feeling. You could even take a different approach, which I actually do. Usually in my training I do 6 days a week, and I do push-pull legs, push-pull legs. I've changed it up, so today I've done a mobility session with deadlifts, and then I'll do 2 full body circuits, and I'll only do 2 sets of reduced reps at higher intensity and higher weight. And that's one way to approach it. I'm just looking at giving myself an opportunity to break the norm, the normal cycle of going to the gym, doing my workouts. I was finding that my motivation was starting to lack. I was finding the days that I was in the gym were becoming quite unproductive, and having this week off, it'll just get rid of any residual fatigue that I've got, and then allow me to break this plateau and start increasing my weight and my load when I go back into the gym next week. So that's deloads in a nutshell, short and sweet and to the point. I hope that helps. Remember guys, if you add deloads into your training, it's not always about going as hard as you can. You have to rest. Body recovers, then it adapts. So you have to make sure that you give your body the time to recover. Like I said, there's so many different ways that you could use deloads. It's all tailored to you, it's personalised, it's individualised, just like any training that you do. So it's best to do your research, do review, see what works for you, and I hope that video helped guys. Next video I'm going to do, it might be on nutrition, it might be on my training program. I'll leave you waiting on that one. Leave a comment below if there's anything you'd like to discuss further. Until next time guys, peace.